Hello, family. Good morning to the African Superstar family. This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African Superstar, award-winning African Superstars. You see back there are plaques, are rewards accumulating. Yes. I want to first say shout outs to the customers of theafricansuperstar.com. Please head over and check out my merch, www.theafricansuperstar.com. Much love to our members only who support this platform on a monthly basis. They are designated by the circle next to their name. And last but not least, all the African Superstar music lovers. Yes, absolutely, guys. We have unofficially won our nomination in Paris, and that's actually going to be the next stop on the African Superstar Music World Tour. So we are currently collecting funds for the travel. Obviously, I purchased the plane ticket already, but there's a lot of travel related expenses and also preparing for South Africa, which will take place in October. So the world tour is on and pop. You feel me? I decided to come this morning to talk about this topic after I saw something concerning. So this is going to go out to anyone who has suffered depression. Now, I want to say these are the thoughts and opinions of my platform. I'm not a medical professional or anything like that, but these are things that have helped me during, I'm not even going to say periods because I haven't really had extensive periods of depression. I'm really good at equalizing myself. And that's what I want to talk to you about. First of all, in my opinion, depression is not a chronic situation. Depression is an indication that things are in disarray in your life. And generally, we feel that way because we are not accomplishing things. Something else that's important to know is that the world around you does not care. If you're waiting for the world to express interest, or you're waiting for the world to intervene, you're waiting for them to kind of help you through whatever it is that you're going through, you will be perpetually depressed because people are, consumed with their own lives and their own needs and their own problems. Understanding that it will be difficult to really get help from people around you. They may periodically help you. People that love you, people that are concerned, maybe your family members, your spouse, your kids, they will try to, lift your mood. But ultimately, the person who has to be responsible for equalizing yourself is you. And I think that when I think about depression, I think about the low periods. I think about underperforming. That's when I personally experience depression. It's like, shout out if any of this pertains to you guys. I know we don't have many in the room yet, but when you don't have money, it's depressing, right? If any of these pertain, just leave a number one. If you don't have money, you need money for bills. You need money for what you want. You need money for an emergency. You need money for your kids. You don't have it. When you don't have it, bam, you start feeling sorry for yourself. You start feeling down. You start, oh my gosh, why can't I afford this? Why can't I do that? At my age, I still having money problems, If you don't take time to address the root cause of whatever is creating the depression in your life, it will be ongoing. Let's say, for instance, something that I'm learning, I'd say within the last decade of my life, I've become painfully aware that many, many young people were experiencing like traumatic things in their upbringing, abuse, neglect, molestation, verbal abuse, just a host of things were happening to a lot of young people. And that has therefore translated into their adult life because of those unresolved issues. The thing you need to know about things that have happened to you in your past. There's two things you need to know about things that have happened to you in your past. If things happened to you in your youth when you were a child, and these adults in your world, in your environment, were taking advantage of you or mistreating you, first of all, you've got to let go of the guilt of that situation because that you didn't merit that treatment. That was an issue with those people abusing their position in your life. Number one, because I know people have this thing, survivor's guilt, and you know, and oftentimes the people that are abusing you will manipulate you to feel that you have done something that's put you in this situation. Number one, you need to know that you are not responsible. Big shout outs to Face Mask from Wisconsin. What a name. Big shout outs to Wisconsin Avenue, DC. Okay, big shout outs to Face Mask. He's in DC. You're not responsible for whatever took place in your childhood. Number two, in order to prevent those issues from reoccurring in your life, you're going to have to take strategic action to change course. Okay? Whatever happened to you in your past, whatever happened to your family members, whatever happened to your ancestors or whatever, does not have to be your outcome. Okay? For me, for instance, let me use myself as an example. I grew up, born and raised in America. Okay? Now, again, my parents are not Americans, but when I started looking at the situation as to how, you know, my people were being treated in America, I realized that if I stayed in that environment, then I would be subject to the very same things. Even rich and prominent Black people are living, you know, a certain type of life because of living in the West. You know, they're still subject to a lot of racism, in times violence. They are, you know, a lot of their accolades are not even recognized, they're not even capitalizing. You know, in my mindset, when you reach certain levels, you should be living a posh life. Okay, so if I'm a billionaire, if I'm a huge entrepreneur, if I'm famous, if I'm a you know, award-winning, you know, athlete or musician, then I shouldn't be going through certain things that if I was down at the bottom, I'll be going through. Hello. So when I look at the prominent Black people in the West, in my opinion, I'm like, you guys are still getting mistreated to a certain degree. So when I looked at that, I said, okay, well, if I stay here, okay, if I stay here, I'm going to get it too, no matter what levels I go to. Even when President Obama was in office, you know, First Lady Michelle, no respect for the cats. No respect for the cats. They have now become historic icons. You know, the first African-American president of America, the first Black First Lady. Michelle is the actually the only First Lady with two, you know, advanced education degrees in the White House. You know, it didn't matter how prolific you were living in those situations, you were never going to be able to overcome it. So I made a dramatic decision to change course. I'm the only one for my immediate family living abroad, living in Africa. Basically, I looked at where I came from, where I was at, my environment, what my peers were doing, and determined, yeah, no, I got to change course. I know it's dramatic. And at the time I decided to change course, I didn't even have the resources. I didn't even know what the hell to do, how to do it. I couldn't seek counsel from, you know, my friends or anyone close to me because they hadn't done it. So I say all this to say, when you have experienced certain things in your childhood, it's not your fault. But you do have the burden of proof of making sure that you manifest the life you want. If you have had poor relationships with maybe your father or your mother, you should be passionate about not letting that impede future relationships. If you've grown up in a household and you've seen, you know, like maybe a single family, excuse me. Oh, goodness gracious. You know, that doesn't necessarily have to be the reality of your future. Okay, so I've gone over a couple things so far. A, understanding that the world around you doesn't care. So you need to take you need to have the biggest stock in your life. Okay, the outcome of your life, the well-being of your life, the enjoyment, the fulfillment of your life. And matter of fact, I'd say if you're depressed, like some of these people, they say they're just depressed, you should go on a relentless pursuit to find your happiness, to find what moves you, to find what satiates you. You should be relentless. You know, me personally, when I lived in America, I was absolutely miserable. Also, when I lived in the UK, I was disgruntled. And I knew to myself that this is not how I should be having to live. This is not why I was born. This is not why I was created, to just feel this way every day. Okay, I could have gone on the track and went to the hospital and said, "What's wrong with me?" They would have definitely told me, "Well, you're probably depressed and you need medication." Probably. But because I was on my own pursuit to find the things that created that equilibrium in my life, I never even sought these answers from them. You know, I sought the answers from self. The third thing I want to offer to anyone who has experienced depression or feels they are perpetually depressed is learning how to equalize yourself. Okay? Learning how to lift your own mood, learning how to motivate yourself, learning how to, feel better, whatever. Some of the things that have provided consistency in my life is a regular fitness routine. I started working out regularly when I was in my university days at the University of Cincinnati. Shout out to any Bear Scouts in the building, my alma mater. At the period that I started working out, I just wanted, it was more or less for appearance. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying to, stay fit and everything. When you're in the yard, it's all about looking sexy for the parties, the cute football players and all that stuff. So me and my girls, my girl Nicola, she was the first one that taught me to be running, like try running for sport. At the time she was, she had just come from the Army. She'd done basic training. So she was showing me some stuff, and she's the person who, taught me to run, basically try to run. So I remember when I was at the University of Cincinnati, we had a track, I'm sure the campus is similar, but I know there's been so much construction since I was there in 2001 and so on. We would go to the track, and if there was a hot party coming up in the weekend, we could go to the track like maybe 2 or 3 times during the week and, fit into that skin tight dress for Friday night party, Saturday night party. That's what we used to do. As I graduated from the University of Cincinnati and moved into my corporate career, it became stress management for me because the people in my workplace used to get on my damn nerves. And so I used to go to the gym to deal with the frustration of the workplace. I used to do it first thing in the morning when I had my energy. I could wake up as early as 4:30, 5 o'clock, go to the gym before I had to be in the office. And it was an excellent, has always been an excellent equilibrium. Not only does fitness relieve stress, it can help with your appearance. It can give you confidence. It can be, you can set goals. So if you say, okay, I want to go to the gym 3 times this week, I want to do 10 miles this week. I want to do 10 reps or whatever. You can set those goals, and it doesn't matter if it's rain, sleet, hail, or snow. It doesn't matter what time of the year. Some of these gyms now are 24 hours, so you can go at any time of day, or you can have your own fitness routine in your house. Okay, fitness has been a huge equalizer in my life. Also, just creating a routine, in my opinion, and if you know that you're experiencing the depression, like you wake up and it's a down day, if you have that routine and you thrust yourself into the routine, so maybe your routine is you make sure you make up your bed before you leave your room. You make sure you brush your teeth, hygiene. You always do that stuff. Put deodorant on, wash your face. Like when you're feeling low, get into that routine that's going to lift you up. Another thing that gives me a lot of solace is the track record. Okay, so if you are feeling like, maybe you're in a project, maybe you're frustrated. Okay. Let me ask Face Mask. Face Mask, I am an award-winning musician. I live in Accra, Ghana. I'm in Africa. This is my first award for the year. This is Best Female Vocalist. Hello. I won this in May. And this is the corresponding plaque to that. And then this is a citation of honor. I was the special guest at another award program last weekend, and they honored me with this. I was one of the MCs at that event. So these are my current awards and recognition. However, the next stop on the African Superstar Music Tour is Paris. We actually booked the plane ticket last night. And so I will be in Paris for my next award show, which is the 16th of September. So family, make sure you show your physical support. If you are in Paris or in Europe and you feel like coming for the award that is open to the public. So I would love to see some of you guys there. I saw some of you in London last month and it was excellent. It was very good to see you. So face mask, that's what you have. Now I lost my point, which is why I should have kept going. Hey. I was talking about, the importance of the routine. And so it's very important that you, the track record. I was on the track record. Okay. The track record can always be uplifting to you. Now, this will be a problem if you have not yet achieved things. In order to reference the track record, that means that you have to have success. You understand? In certain things. If you haven't had success, that should be your first goal. Okay? Complete a goal. Complete something. Because once you complete something, you can reference that as your track record and say, you know what? I did it before. I've done it several times. I did it under harder pretenses. I did it when I was sick. Did it when I didn't have money. When I actually get into looking at my track record sometimes, that is very empowering for me. I would also say another thing that can help you equalize. So you have your fitness. Fitness is number one for me. I'm going to recommend it to anyone. Fitness is the way to go. It makes you feel good. It makes you look good. It keeps your faculties swift, strong, gives you strength in your body. You know what I mean? As you get older, if you don't stay active, it can create a lot of health problems. It can limit your mobility and all this stuff. So staying active, you cannot get around it. All right. Number two, creating and immersing yourself in a routine. Okay. That means if you feel good or if you feel bad, you're going to do your routine. And usually once you do your routine, you'll feel better about it. Okay. You get yourself moving. You can distract yourself from whatever is potentially on your mind. Number three, track record. Number four, surrounding yourself or at least tapping into motivational individuals. There's a lot of videos here on YouTube. I used to utilize them a lot when I was in America and the UK. There were days when I woke up and it's like, I just don't want to do, I don't want to do work. I don't want to do this bad weather. I don't want to do the coworkers. I don't want to do none of it. Okay. I would listen to, Eric Thomas and Les Brown in the morning, to get me going. I would listen to those motivational videos. And, right now, I know yesterday when I was at the gym, they're showing all the women's sports currently, all the track and the javelin and these kind of things. They're showing the Olympics that's going on. So I was watching them black women just spank them white women on the daggone track. And I was getting hyped, So maybe that's what you need to watch. If you're a man, maybe you watch the boxers, Maybe you watch Muhammad Ali or what's that guy? The one with all the money. Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather, whatever you need to do to get you motivated. Tap into that stuff. That's what it's there for. Set periodic goals and rewards for yourself. So that gives you the incentive to work hard towards something. If you have like your travel vacation in 6 months, okay, your birthday's coming up. And you're like, you know what, I want to travel or I want to lose, 20 pounds by then if it's a fitness goal. I want to save $1,000, 1,000 pounds to go towards my birthday party, my travel, whatever. You set those goals and then you have something to work towards. In my opinion, depression can be neutralized by you taking strategic action. There's a reason why you feel dissatisfied. In some cases, you need to find out how to be content. Because you see, the world around us continually promotes us to be into this consumerism lifestyle, this insatiable lifestyle, which means Nothing is ever enough. We currently have billionaires that are not happy, celebrities that are not happy, people committing suicide and things like that because they haven't learned this trick of learning how to be appreciative of what you have, where you are. You know, it's very, very critical. When you learn how to be happy where you are in life, even though you may not be where you want to be, you can have satisfaction because you're like, okay, you know what? Look, I'm not necessarily there where I want to be, but I am living a really good life. I say it sometimes, you know, I say it to myself. I'm like, you know, Gina, you are living a very, very robust life. There's not a lot of people, perhaps your age, that can say they've done the things you've done, accomplished the things you've done. I spoke to one of my friends in Paris last night as like planning my trip. And, you know, he said to me, he said, when I first came on your page and I saw your new music video, I was just like, what? So Gina's doing music? He's like, you just never know what you can do. And I'm like, exactly. You know, this is why this whole depression thing, we should really take a proactive approach against it because it's being capitalized upon, in my opinion. If anybody agrees with that statement, number two, mental health as a whole is being capitalized upon right now. All right. It's being capitalized upon because of these pharmaceutical companies. Okay. When you typically will go to a Western doctor, because over here in Ghana, you know, I'd say probably most of the ethnic world, you know, this whole like I'm perpetually depressed, it's not promoted. It's not acknowledged. People in these settings have a very can-do attitude to their life. You know, that's how their parents raised them, and that's how society looks at them. If you don't get up and get out there and try to make your life happen, you're going to be left behind. And that's the mentality in the Asian world. That's the mentality here in Africa. You know, again, most of the ethnic world, that's the mentality. That's where you see these people hustling, becoming entrepreneurs. I even see people here in Ghana, sometimes they don't have limbs. They don't even have wheelchairs. They be out there on the street selling things. They've learned how to create things, build things. You know, they're out there really giving it their all to survive. Okay. But I believe that the Western world is capitalizing on this whole mental health thing because of pharmaceutical companies. Whenever you go there. All right. Now, like I said, when I was in the West, I was very unhappy. But I did what I said, what I advised earlier in this broadcast. I went on a damn campaign to find the answers. If you feel that you're depressed, sitting there in your room is not going to solve it, guys. Sitting there in your room is not about to solve it. If you're fat, because that's a huge issue in America, obesity. And obesity can get to the point where it starts impeding your lifestyle, okay? It starts impeding your movement. It starts, you know, changing your appearance, destroying your self-esteem. I'm going to tell you right now, okay? You don't need no medication if being fat is your problem. If being fat is your problem, you need to figure out how to deal with your weight. If your weight has gotten to the point where you can't just pick up and go to the gym and start a regimen, then seek medical advice, you know, to get you to a healthy weight or whatever. Okay. You cannot get around it. Sitting in your room being depressed about your weight or your appearance is not going to help you. You've got to attack the root cause of whatever it is. But in the Western world, when you go to that doctor and you say, you know what, I'm depressed, I'm not feeling this and that and the other. Another thing, Black people going to white people for advice. You're going there telling this psychiatrist that you're struggling because of the racism in your workplace. This same white person feels that racism in the workplace doesn't happen or it's not valid. You're going there telling them, you know what, I keep getting profiled by these police in my neighborhood. They're saying, well, whatever you're doing wrong, because that's their perception. Going to non-Black people to seek advice on your life, first of all, is your first damn mistake. Sorry, I just got to say, these are the thoughts and opinions of the African superstar. But mind you, I'm an award-winning musician. I've migrated to 2 countries. I'm successful. I started a business. I know what I'm saying in regards to equalizing yourself. It's very important that you equalize yourself. Taking on the situation of your life is important because nobody cares. Especially these non-Black. They don't care about our mental well-being. They don't care. When you understand that other people don't care about your situation, that should make you more fervent to care about yourself. If you're waiting for somebody to come in and cut and rub your back, hey, face mask, it's going to be okay, man. Sorry you're going through that. Hey, Ingrid, I know it's all messed up. This racism is crazy. You will never, ever get there because they don't care. Had I gone to a psychiatrist or a medical professional when I lived in America, do you know what I was unhappy about in America? Shout out to the family. We got 14 of you guys here. Leave some of your grievances in the chat room. What are you mad about if you're living in America? What are you mad about in the UK? Huh? Go ahead and listen. I'll tell you some of my own things. I was mad about systematic racism. I used to work professionally in the bank, and I was mad how they kept passing me up for promotion after promotion, and then they would have me train my superiors. I was tired of no recourse for the things that these people do. They literally get away with murder. I was tired of the double standards. Hello. I was tired of the stereotypes of my people. Although most of the Blacks I knew in my personal world, I grew up in the suburbs, went to private schools. My daddy went to Ivy League. Okay, the people that I am surrounded with, they don't look anything like what Black Americans look like on TV. The people that I knew were more Bill Cosby than, you know, Rick Ross or 50 Cent. So I was sick of all these like parameters being put on me. Now, if I go tell a psychiatrist what my grievances are, what's she going to tell me? Huh? Is she ever going to tell me, Gina, this environment is toxic? And as long as you stay here, you're going to be subject to it. Have you entertained going to Africa? Have you entertained going to, predominantly Black nations where you won't feel racism, where you won't feel, marginalized, where you don't have to deal with gun violence or police brutality? Do you think she's going to have that conversation with me? No, she's going to say, okay, Gina, well, you are clinically depressed. Huh? You are clinically depressed. And guess what? You need medication. And some of you guys are in a situation right now where you've been being medicated for this and that for a long time. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the reality of mental health doesn't exist and all that stuff. There are people that are really, really suffering with real mental health issues. I actually worked in a mental health facility when I lived in the UK. I've seen firsthand people that are really, really suffering and going through a lot in their mental well-being. And actually, they've lost control of their faculties. That's when I believe that mental health has reached an extreme, when you no longer can control yourself. People like that experience schizophrenia, hallucinations, this kind of stuff, or extreme depression, perhaps, or whatever. But I really think a lot of this mental health could be dealt with in a strategic way. If, for instance, you are depressed about something, in my opinion, it's underperformance a lot of times. It's underperformance. Because I have never seen anybody getting an award. Y'all should have seen me today. I was getting my award. Hello. Y'all should have seen. Let me see if I have some footage. I've never seen anybody crossing the finish line and breaking down in tears. I just can't believe I beat all these people. Oh, my God. I've never seen anybody walking across the stage, getting their diploma, getting their degree, getting their master's. Okay. I've never seen anything like that where a person is not happy in their moment of success and achievement. Achievement is the antithesis of depression. You're going to say, well, Gina, what about these celebrities? They have a lot of money. They've won awards, this and that and the other. With them, it's an issue of who's around them. We don't really know what goes on behind the scenes with these celebrities. A lot of them are actually being taken advantage of. Excuse my language. They're being in the behind. They have these crazy contracts where they're not benefiting from their projects. You know, they're not benefiting from their music or their money. So, excuse me. In that case, you know, you're working for free. You're basically like a mascot. I'd be depressed too. The whole world thinks I'm a huge superstar with billions of dollars, millions of dollars. Really, I'm living struggle life and I'm in debt. I believe a lot of those celebrities, that's why they're depressed. They're depressed because the image of the life they live is clearly not the life they live. And they haven't learned how to be content and realizing, you know, I live a great life. I have so much access. I have this, I have that. And if you do get to the period where you feel like you have so much and like life is getting boring, then go start pouring into other people. Go start pouring into other people. And again, you will feel gratified. Why do you think Oprah Winfrey, you know, constantly donating stuff on her show, built a school in Africa, you know, constantly doing all these philanthropist, you know, kind of things, because it gives her joy to see how she's helping other people. It gives her joy to use her position to benefit other people. I don't care where you are in life, wherever you may be. You might be down in the dumps right now. And I hope this message has helped you as it has helped Face Mask. Anybody who's seen this message, wherever you are in life, whatever circumstance you are in, if you are alive, especially if you have good health, you have a chance to turn it around. If you are suicidal, you just feel like it's just so tedious. You just don't want to be here anymore. You feel like a disappointment. Know that there's people right now, you know, in the hospital, living in poverty conditions, would cherish your position. They would happily trade shoes with you, taking on all your problems to be in your circumstance, just to live, just to have health, just to have sound mind. Take a deep interest in your own life and it will change. Do not let whatever's going on around you affect your life. If I were to have listened to so many people along the path, I would never be here. You know, when I dropped my first music video, there was someone here on YouTube. He's a real, I'm not going to say, because y'all know I've been trying not to swear and family friendly on this channel for all my nieces and nephews that watch Auntie Gina. When I dropped my first music video, which is called Ghana Roll Call. Hello, go check out Ghana Roll Call. Matter of fact, let me see if we got a clip. We got a clip of Ghana Roll Call. I'm going to show y'all Ghana Roll Call. Hold on, let me see if I got it. I don't know if I got it. If I do, see, we got Ghana Roll Call. Nope, we don't got Ghana Roll Call. Okay, sorry. When I dropped my first music video, there was this Black American YouTuber, and he was like, oh, that song is corny. I don't like that song. Okay, he left a comment on my video. And let's just say I listened to that guy and was like, damn, you know I had all these 100 people that like me, and I know I got all these views and streams, but that guy said my song was corny. You know, first of all, I would like to say my song is not corny. My songs are educational. Hello. I deliberately don't swear, don't use the N-word, don't talk about drugs, because music doesn't need to be like that. Okay? Music needs to be inspirational. You're going to be listening to it over and over again. It needs to be educational, first of all. And number two, I have a lot of children that watch me, and I want to make sure that my music is appropriate for them. Hello. So whatever you think is corny, okay? Afrikan Superstar is not explicit. Okay, Afrikan Superstar is good times, good life, luxury, balling, being in Africa, chilling. All right. If you need that gangster stuff, that's going to motivate you to do things that you should not do, that a lot of our people are doing, is landing them straight in prison or the graveyard, then yeah, my music would be corny to you, because it's not, you know, there's no drugs, there's no profanity, there's no N-word. But let's say I listened to that guy 2 years ago. I won't be here today. Just imagine I listened to the people in America that thought I was crazy for wanting to leave there. I wouldn't be living here in Africa. Before I even migrated and I was just world traveling, people were like, "Oh my God, be careful. Don't go to Mexico. Don't go to South Africa. Don't go." I remember before my very first trip to Europe when I was in high school, I went to Italy. Shout outs to Fort Hayes High School. That's my school back in Columbus, Ohio, performing arts. Hello. I went to Italy, and I remember somebody told me, "Oh, they don't like black people over there." At the period, I might have been like maybe 15, 16 when I went. Now, mind you, this person naturally never had left the country, probably didn't even have a passport back then. When I went to Italy, it was an amazing experience, you know. And fortunately, I mean, I didn't experience the racism. I have heard continually there is a lot of racism. A lot of African people face a lot of racism in Italy. But, you know, being an American, so to speak, or at least having that accent in a lot of places, especially back then in that day and age, you know, you are a tourist. And so they want to please you. They want to give you the best experience. And that's what I had when I went to Italy. A lot of people are giving you poor advice, and a lot of people don't have a track record. Okay. I don't go through long periods of depression because I know how to equalize myself. Okay. I don't let it get out of hand. You need to, if you're experiencing like depression over an ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, divorce, loss of job, you got to pick yourself up. Pick yourself up. You know, you can have your little pity party, have your crying. Oh my gosh. It might be, you might cry several times. You might be, but the best response to it is getting back in the game. Don't sit there and, why do I have to do this? Why is this my life? Why? Yeah, I know it's not fair. But if you sit in your room and you just wallow in it, you cannot tell me how that's going to help you. How is medication going to help you guys? You know, it is a perpetual thing. The medication, it's not like antibiotics. Well, okay, you take this for 2 weeks and you heal. No, they're trying to medicate you for the rest of your life. Okay, not solve the problem. And guess what? A lot of this medication has what? Side effects. Guys, if you're feeling this message, please do as Face Mask says, like the message. You can also send a super chat. Hello, we're going to Paris in a couple weeks. Hello, support your independent African superstar doing her music career her own way. Yes, please. Send super chats. The GoFundMe is on the community tab. I posted this morning about the status. We have Paris on September 16th, and we have South Africa on the 21st of October. So obviously your support is very appreciated. If you don't want to just donate, you can shop at theafricansuperstar.com. You can also purchase my EP at bandcamp.com. Guys, if you need inspiration, you can watch me here on YouTube. But check out my music. Check out my music. Listen, I'm going to play a little bit of my title track, Star. Okay? It's available at bandcamp.com. The link is, let me see if I can get that. I'm going to put the link in the bio. I'm going to put the link in here. And then I'm going to play a little bit of Star. Okay? Because that's why I make the music I make. I want to empower you guys. I think about a teenager listening to these songs over and over again, taking in the lyrics, repeating the lyrics, letting it go in their mind. I'm going to play a little bit of my track for you guys in a minute. What's up, family? Who's in the building today? Sky Davis, S.A. Smith. I see you. Let's see here. What is up, man? What is this, man? Here we go. African Superstar family is in the building. Make sure you like the stream. We have almost 20 of you here, and I only see a handful of you in the chat. I do recognize it's early in the U.S. Brown Coat Blue, what's up? Frank Caramay. Ingrid from Orlando, she's in the building. Yes, we have Face Mask from D.C. Black Beauty always. What's up, family? Sky, I'm glad that this message is for you. It's for anyone who is going through depression periods. I want to promote you, as always, to heal yourself. Find the solution yourself, because these medical doctors have an interest in medicating you. All right. They're never going to promote any holistic treatment. All right. They're never going to, encourage you to heal your psychological well-being. Your mind is so important. The way you think, the way you look at the world, the way you rationalize. If you are dealing with psychological illness, okay, it is important that you heal that. Psychological illnesses, such as depression, are not terminal. What's up, Blackavelli? I see you in the building. It's not terminal. Okay, problem resolution is very important. And guess what? They don't ever teach us. They don't ever teach us problem resolution. That means when the problem comes into your world, you begin to address the problem. Our current generation, when the problem comes into the world, because they lack problem resolution, this is the answer to why everybody is shooting everybody in America right now. Okay, what? My fries is cold. Bam, shoot you. That really happened. Somebody shot somebody in a damn drive-thru because his fries was cold. Okay, back in the 90s, we know people would shoot people over tennis shoes, over looking at somebody funny. You know, it's gotten to the point where any little interaction, any little altercation, people are shooting. Why? Problem resolution. Why? Not looking at the situation and say, you know what, I don't even need to give attention to this. You know, this person is clearly not got it together. Let me not engage with this person. Okay. And problem resolution in regards to your psychological illness is telling yourself, no. Okay. I can do things to address this problem. I don't need medication. I mean, some of you may feel that you need medication, but in my opinion, medication is supposed to be, it's supposed to be the bridge to healing. Okay, so that means if you go to the hospital with a situation, you have an infection, you have a wound, something like that, something's wrong with your digestive system, then I take the medicine for a period and then I get better, right? That's what the medicine is supposed to be. That's how the medicine of our ancestors worked. They gave herbs and maybe concoctions, maybe some kind of drink, some kind of ointment. Have you ever heard of anybody in Africa taking herbs for the rest of their life? And I'm not talking about weed, guys. Have you ever heard of anybody taking herbs for the rest of their life to heal a condition? It's absolutely absurd. And if you go there and you're 16, 21, 30 years old, and they diagnose you with depression and they want to medicate you for the rest of your life, you don't think that's strange? No. Heal yourself. Heal yourself. I was, and even those of you that watch me for a long time on this channel can tell the complete change in my demeanor when I travel to the West. Okay? When I travel to the West, I'm in a different zone. Okay? Now, I realized for me, what healed me per se, what healed my psychological illness was changing my environment. That's what changed it for me. And that's something I am 100% definitive. I know I've never set foot in a psychiatrist's office, but I'm pretty sure if I did, and I went there with my grievances about my situation, I'm 100% sure they would have never promoted me to go home. Some of you guys that watch my channels, you are African migrants and you are now living abroad in the world and things like that. You are suffering in those situations. Okay, you feel lonely, you feel unhappy, you feel unaccomplished. Huh? The answer may very well be for you to go home because you are in an environment that's not conducive for your success. And if we look at nature, this is very hard for Black people to accept, okay? But if we look at nature and we look at animals, animals are always the most strongest in their natural habitat. Argue with somebody else. It's a fact, all right? You want to take a fish out of the sea? You want to go put it in the sky? How long is that fish going to live? You want to take a bear from the jungle and go put him in the ocean? See how long he's going to survive in the ocean. You want to take a bird from the sky and put it in the sea and see how long it's going to last? That's the illustration I'm going to give you, because we clearly, it's very evident from all the friction around us in certain circumstances that that place is not our natural habitat. You can even be right next to, let's say, a white American. Same city, same country, same job, same level of education, same social economic status. And guess what? They're not going to go through what you go through. You can take you and a white American, confront them with the same interaction with the police officer, and watch the difference. What does that say to you? If you look at it critically, what does that say to you? That says, hey, they're getting favored in this situation, and I'm not getting favored in this situation. Why are they getting favored in this situation? Well, this is their home. This is their home. Any of you guys spent extensive time? Hold on. Sorry about that. Any of you spent extensive time around non-Black people? You've gone to school with them, you work with them, you know, maybe you shared a house with them. You know, the temperature, hello, in the dead of winter. Big shout outs to Pure Tribute. Shout outs to the family. Make sure you like the stream. If this message is being good to you, be good to me. Hello. You spend time with them, temperature control. I lived in the UK. It would be cold as hell, and they would be having the windows open. They don't want to put the heat on in the house. They don't want to put the heat on in the office. I ride the bus. Shout out to all my Brits watching me today. You ride the bus, you know those little vents on the bus? They got them wide open in December, little snow flurries for ventilation. Hey, they're always hot in England and cold. You know, they came up with their sports skiing and doing all this kind of stuff, playing in the snow, rock climbing and all that stuff. Why? That's their environment. It's now getting more popular for Black people to partake in those things, but historically, those were all white sports. They go jump in ice cold water with the icebergs for a thrill. That stuff our people don't do. Why? Because our people come from tropical climates. That's where our people come from. That's where we are most suited. When you go to tropical destinations, you see the locals are always smiling, singing, dancing, chilling on the beach. Do you see the Black Americans that hype in New York City when they're having a freaking blizzard? What about the ones in Chicago? Shout outs to those of us from Ohio. A lot of my close friends came from Cleveland, where they get this lake effect snow. I never seen them smiling and dancing, jumping on their cars, you know, doing snow angels. Majority of Black people I know do not like cold weather. They don't like it. You know, Africans here on the continent think that, oh, it's interesting because they never experienced it. What does that tell you? What does that tell you as someone who maybe has been born and raised in the West? You've never even lived in the tropics, but you hate cold weather. Why do you hate cold weather? Right? You're born in America, right? You should be just like that. These things are indications that we're not where we're supposed to be. And you will find that changing your environment in many cases will help you alleviate it. Okay, so I've talked. I want to leave the link to my EP. Some of you guys that are suffering from depression, you need to cop my EP because the music will be good for you. Okay, hold on just a minute. Let me leave the link, and then I'm going to play a little bit. Some of you guys are. I'm going to leave the link to my EP. Some of you have already added it to your collection. This is also another way to support our music project, as the proceeds are going towards the travel of our music. We want to get our music out there in the environment. Okay, so I'm going to play a little bit of Star, and then I'm going to wrap up. Big shout out to the family. Please make sure you like the stream, guys.
Bluetooth mode.
All right, so this is my song Star. And this song, I wrote this because in the world, we're always promoted to conform, especially Black people. You know, our hair is too much. Our body is too much. You know, we love colorful clothes. That's something else. Another indication that we are not from there. Okay, you live in Europe, you live in America, they're very conservative in their dressing. They like wearing black. They don't like bright colors. They don't know how to coordinate. They lack style. Okay, you can go to Africa, any African nation that you've never even ever been to, and see the origins, see the remnants of this culture, and how it aligns with you in many ways. How do you explain these things? How do you explain it? How do you explain going to a place that you've never been and nobody assumes that you're foreign? They just think you're a local. When they start walking up to you, they speak the local language. They don't see no difference between you and them until you start speaking. How do you explain that? Now you walk up to a white man in any place, USA, Europe, just start speaking to him. Some of the reactions you might not be ready for. You could have been born and raised in wherever you live in. You could be, I know some black people, when you look at them in England, for instance, you look at them, you're looking like, wow, that's a Nigerian man. That's a Ghanaian man. That's a Jamaican. That's a Rasta. They open up their mouth and they're like, all right, how are you? Would you like a cup of tea? And you're like, whoa, wow, he's British. You understand? All right, so let me play a little bit of my song. Big shout outs to the family. I hope this message has been good to you today. Go cop Star. Make sure you support your African superstar in her message. Okay? Make sure you support. It's my new song, Star. I am the one and only African superstar. Yeah. All my stars out there. T-A-E-R superstar. T-A-E-R magnificent, confident as you glisten. That's my EP. Dynamic and unique, one and only in every setting. Where you go, you are set apart. They marvel, 'cause you are a shining superstar. Yeah. T-A-E-R superstar. T-A-E-R magnificent, confident as you glisten. Dynamic and unique, no mistake in every setting. Wherever you go, you are set apart. They marvel, 'cause you are a sparkling superstar. Yeah. T-A-R. She thinks she's the T-A-R one and only. Big shout out to the African Superstar family. Yes, guys. So that is my new title track. It's called Star. I have left the link here for you guys. You guys can click the link here that's on the screen. You can download Star immediately and have it on your phone. Put it on your computer. You can send it to your niece, nephews, whoever that you want to send a message. And so Star talks about being magnificent. People stare at you. You are a marvel to people. Okay? In some cases, you'll look at these things and you will think something's wrong with you. But there's nothing wrong with you. It's just that you're magnetic. It's just that you're unique. It's just that you're special. And so that's what I wrote Star about. Yes, I write all my own music. That is, again, the title track of my brand new EP. It is also available for streaming, Spotify, Audio Mac, Boomplay. Yes, this is you know, been a hit on the tour so far. And I'm really looking forward to sharing that in South Africa, in Paris. I will be performing on the world tour in those locations. So yes. So this message basically is always encouraging you to help yourself. Okay. Help yourself. Your life is going to be the product of the decisions that you make. People around us, our government, doesn't care. Sometimes our friends and family don't care. Sometimes people are even working against you. You need to have the biggest stock in whatever you're experiencing. And you need to understand that depression does not need to be a terminal condition. Okay? The sensations and angers I used to have on a daily basis living in America, I don't even have them here in Ghana. Okay? I don't even dive into the depths of those emotions because the environment is different. The interactions I have is different. I don't feel compressed. I don't feel targeted the way that I did out there. I don't feel helpless. I literally feel like here in Africa, here in Ghana, I can make something happen. If I work hard, if I put in some time, if I'm creative, it's going to pay off. That's how I feel here. And it's true. It's true. I got the track record to show it. Thank you, Face Mask. I hope that you will go and cop the new EP. Yes, click the link. Click the link. Shameless plug. I'm also going to go out with my brand new music video, which is called Beach Chill. It's also on the Star EP. So yes, we have Star, we have Beach Chill, and we have 6 other tracks that are not even out for streaming. They're exclusively on the EP. So you need to cop it. Okay, the other songs are You Are Beautiful, which is an amazing track. I love it. You're going to love it. Tell Me, Migrate, Groove, Sometimes, and Ex-Friend. Some of you guys already have it, so you've been listening. I've heard from some of you really love You Are Beautiful. My good friend Muta in the UK, he loves Sometimes. Groove is my new I'm a Piano dance track. Yes. So I'm saving that for South Africa. I'm bringing out all my I'm a Piano tracks when I go perform there. Yes, 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 family. So a big shout out to the Afrikan Superstar family, to those of you guys with me in America, those of you here in Africa or Europe that are starting your day. Please have a lovely day. Enjoy a little bit of Beach Chill, the music video, which is also here on YouTube. And I wish you well. One and only, I'm back again. Afrikan Superstar on the track. It's the weekend, and ain't no place I'd rather be than here with you, and you here with me. Yeah. Got the sauce, boy. It's a beach chill. You ain't gotta lie, come close and keep it real. Swear to God, already know how you feel. It's a beach chill. It's a beach chill. You ain't gotta lie, come close and keep it real. Swear to God, already know how you feel. It's a beach chill. Yeah, so that's Beach Chill. And so the moral of that one is black love. Yes, you see us balling out on the boat. Yes, we rented the boat, went out there, shot the music video at the beautiful Akosombo River here in Ghana, and we was doing it big. You understand? So that's what I'm all about. I'm helping myself. Okay, I got a big grievance with the way music is, the way our people are portrayed, the messages in the music. So what did I do? I became a music star. All right, family. Until we meet again, stay black and true. If you ain't black, just stay true.